And welcome back to the Pile of Hockey Eagles postgame show. You're watching us on 6abc.com, JAKIB Sports YouTube. A miserable day in Philadelphia as Hurricane Ian streaks down the eastern seaboard. And how apropos, this segment is brought to you by DryTech Waterproofing. If your basement is flooded because of all this rain, call DryTech. Our special guest is calling from the locker room, where I hope the locker room's not flooded. Great offensive tackle, the right tackle for the Eagles, Lane Johnson, joins us. Lane, are we dry there?
Nah, I'm still still got soggy socks and shoes. It was just some rough weather out there today.
Lane, this was a Jacksonville defense that was giving up just 55 yards a game rushing coming into this game. You guys, obviously out of necessity because of the inclement conditions, you ran the ball 50 times for 210 yards. What were you initially thinking as you devised an offensive game plan? What was the strategic part of your running attack that you wanted to hit against this Jacksonville defense?
With their 4 down, we had a certain style of plays that we wanted to run, a lot of inside zone. And if, they moved to a more, 3-4 and then try to hit them with some outside zone. I don't know. I just feel like we got on a row and stayed consistent with it. And, some guys stepped up today. Jordan Mailata was out. Jack Driscoll came in. Isaac was playing a hell of a game, and Sua came in and helped, seal the deal. It wasn't pretty by no means. I felt like, the first half we had to battle through some adversity, but I will say I feel like the second half we played a little bit better than what we have been the previous 3 games. So, I was proud of that.
Hey, Lane, you guys, when you guys hit the second quarter, man, you just become electric. I mean, do you realize that you guys have scored 24, 24, 17, and 20 points in the last 4 games in the second quarter alone? What is going on with you guys' offense that you can't get going in the first quarter, but you have this explosion in the second quarter, and then you kind of coast through quarters 3 and 4?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to explain. I feel like I don't know. I feel like we have been starting faster in the first half. First quarter is kind of a dud for us, has been, but I felt like the second half it wasn't pretty, but whenever plays needed to be made and first downs needed to be had, we answered the bell. It wasn't pretty by any means, but, we knew that they had a good defense coming in. We knew they had 2 good edge rushers and Allen and Walker and a good interior line as well as good linebackers. So, man, it was just, wasn't very good conditions as far as throwing the football. But, I felt like our run game took off whenever it needed to. And
Lane, what is it like with these kind of conditions? How does that affect an offensive lineman going against a pretty good defensive front? Who has the edge there?
Man, it's I feel like whenever it's raining outside, I feel like any lineman said that's a lineman's game because you want to run the ball more and if you can take control of the game through the ground. I feel like that's what we did. It wasn't pretty, but I feel like Miles had a heck of a game. I felt like Jalen had a heck of a game, and I feel like players stepped up whenever they needed to. Jack Driscoll, Sua, and that's why Stout's the best line coach in the league, man. He treats everybody as if they're starters. So when games happen, you can't really control a whole lot, but next guy mentality and those guys answer the bell.
Is it difficult to dig in to run block in weather like this?
No, I mean, when we go into slippery situations, we have those studded cleats, so you get a little bit more traction. That definitely helped. But I thought the field wasn't too bad. I thought they did a good job today with it.
Hey, Lane, it looked like Mailata could have come back in the game. He had the shoulder injury. We also see Seumalo go down, and we saw him grab his ankle. Any update in terms of just how bad those injuries might be?
I think they're fine, at least from my point of view. I saw him walking around after the game, so it's better than going to get an MRI or whatnot. So Who knows? I mean, we'll look into it next week, but hopefully those guys will be back for us against the Cardinals.
Lane, let me ask you about the run game because you guys had one heck of a day, running the football today. Do you feel like you're a better offense when you guys can establish the run game and then pass off the run? I mean, listen, Miles, he exceeded the normal amount of carries that he had today. 27 carries, 134 yards for 2 touchdowns, a 5.0 yard per carry average. He normally doesn't carry the ball any more than 15, 16 times a game. I thought that he would have to carry it a lot more today. But from the perspective of an offensive line, what does it feel like when you just got it going? I mean, it's such a dominant thing, especially for a defensive player. The thing you don't want is the team running the ball down your throat. You guys ran the ball for 210 yards today.
Yeah, when you do that, man, you can really control the clock, the time of possession, and whenever you're running the ball, you can wear them down. Physically, it can eliminate the pass rush. And we knew today was going to be, a challenge throwing the football, considering the conditions. So, we leaned on the run game whenever we had to and answered the bell. But I mean, it was one of those games where you go out there, the wind's blowing, the rain just kept progressing. I feel like getting worse. So, at times whenever we had to run it, we did. But, really a lot of our work in the offseason has been, throwing the ball downfield. I feel like our identity last year was a lot of, run and then sell it off the play action. And then, like I said, we worked on a lot of the passing game during training camp and the offseason. So, whenever we had to throw the football, we can. But today was more of a, lean on your line and the running backs type of day.